Okay, so we got the Corona QSB installed, and we've got the post-out QSB installed. Now we can go ahead and fit our Cool Runner 4 into place here. Which the Cool Runner 4, rotate this around. We'll take our other adhesive pad off the bottom here. You're going to want to turn it so that your kiosk is on this side, and it's just going to sit in here right next to the south bridge, right over in this area. As you can see, it fits nicely in there, right along the south bridge and the NAND. And then we can go to work on this bad boy. Okay, let's go ahead and pre-prep our solder points. Over along this row, we're going to be using the power and ground, power being this outside one, ground being the next one. We're also using pad C right here, and pad D right here, and we're coming over here to pad E. And we're just going to go ahead and put a little bead of solder on all these pads. Getting ready for the application of the wire. Now that we got all those pads prepped, let's start by getting our wires out. We'll widen up just a little bit here and rotate the board for my convenience. We're going to start with our power wire here. I guess we might as well come over here to our Corona QSB and get these ones all ready as well. Really, there's just the one pad on this that we need to prep, and that be the 5-volt right over here. Just come in, stick a bead of solder on there. Now when doing these, you want to make your wire as short as possible and keep it out of the way. So, I'm going to go ahead and kind of mark out where I want it. And then the wire, so that's where I need it. And then we'll take our wire cutters and shorten it down. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and attach this side right over here. Like so. I like to take a pair of tweezers. That way you can kind of hold this one in place. And attach that like so. I'll be damned. I missed a solder pad on a previous part of the video. Now I'll reapply this. Next we're going to do our ground wire, which goes right here. And the other end of our ground we're going to run over here and just take it to the one of these chassis over here. Pick a spot. And you can see I'm going to just put mine right to the back side of the USB terminals. And just attach that right there. Okay, we're getting there. Only a couple of wires left to install. And wouldn't you know it, my camera is running out of memory. So I'm going to have to take a little break and clear some space. Okay, so I'm back. I managed to clear up a little bit of space off the camera here. And we can get back to the install. What we're going to do here, the next thing we're going to do is take our yellow wire, which goes over here to pad C, which is this pad right in here. I'll come in tight on it. I moved around just a little bit while I was messing with stuff here, so pardon me. And the sun came out. Okay, so we've got pad C over here. It's almost turned my whole workstation around now that the sun's out. Pad C is right here. It's the next pad in line with the power and ground. And we're going to go ahead and attach the wire to it. Now, looking at the Team-Xecuter's tutorial, looks to me like they actually took and routed it to pad 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same based on their install. Pad 5 on the post QSB that we earlier installed. I tend to use my teeth as a wire stripper, but do not use your teeth on a stripper. They get mad. Okay, come in tight here. We're coming up here to pad 5. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and apply a little bit of solder to this pad. And bring our yellow wire in. And attach it like so. And that's going to be our basic routing there for the yellow wire. Next we're going to move up to our D wire, which will be our blue. On the top side here. is going to attach the cool runner on pad D, which is right up above the apex point. Now you can also use your low loss if you like. Apparently they had really good results with the low loss. I'm not a big fan of the low loss myself for multiple reasons. Reason one being is that it's such a stiff wire. It tends to have a lot of pressure on it when you attach it directly to the motherboard, and I don't like the stiff pressure. We're gonna go ahead and on the Xecuter tutorial, when they installed this, they routed the wire through this hole. Myself, I'm going to take it through the hole right next to the south bridge. I'm just going to stuff that in there. I kind of wish that sun would go away. It's so bright. It's kind of messing with my install here. And then we'll flip the board over. Now the other end of this blue wire is going to go to the C5R11, which is actually underneath of the X clamp here. Let me find it real quick. We're going to be looking for right over here. You got this row of solder points. In the past we would have the post out QSB that we would attach there. You can see here we got this row of solder points, and you got your X clamp hole, and we're coming right over here to the C5R11, and we're going to be bringing it into the pad on the, well, what would be my left, the pad farthest away from the X clamp bolt hole. And we're going to want to take and make this wire fairly tight. So I'm gonna trim it down here. Mark where I want it. Cut it off. And I'm going to rotate the board, make it a little bit easier for me to work with. Okay, making sure that I got it in the image. It used to be so much smoother with running my zoom on this. Now, this pad is huge. Huge, huge, huge. You should have no difficulty soldering to this pad. So we're going to apply a little bit of flux paste there. Now we're going to pre-time the pad by adding a little bit of solder to it. Clean my iron off here. It's been sitting for a little bit. This tip has just had it. I'll throw a little bit more flux on there. That sun came out, my lighting just went to shit. Let's turn the wire on over. And weld it in place. I'm probably getting my head in the way here, but I want to make sure that I'm not shorting with the pad next to it. That would be a bad thing. Here, I'm going to block the sun so you can see a little bit better there. And then as you can see, that's how the wire routes. Now later I'm going to come along here and hot glue this into place so that we don't have to worry about it ever snagging or tearing off. And since I'm done down here, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my flex residue. And we'll flip the board back over.